hello there, and welcome to Fridays with Tab and Chance. I am Tabitha Brown. This is my husband.
I'm Chance, what's up?
And we got Tony Baker back in the building.
Yes.
Listen, we told y'all he was coming back. Give him your intro, Tony. What's
the re-up? The re-up with Tab and Chance. We're changing the title of the show. It's called The Re-up.
It's a re-up.
Yeah.
Okay. Bring the beat in.
I forgot the song.
Oh, come on. Fridays
with Tab and Chance.
Fridays with Tab and Chance. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Fridays with Tab and Chance.
Oh, that's the bring down. Okay. That's
Yeah,
what I fumbled
it sounded
last time.
like when he said, I kept going because it reminded me of like one of the, back in the days in the 90s when we was on the hip hop. With
when the remix was coming in?
Yeah, when the remix was about to come in and they be talking over the track.
It was the re-up.
I wasn't
I thought he was
confident.
and he gonna hit us, but I forgot the track.
I didn't want to fumble the ball on me.
But you did.
I did fumble regardless.
You did. I said, oh, it's the re-up. It's going to be a different kind of remix. But it was not. You did not remember. Okay. We are back.
Yes.
Because we told y'all last time we had Tony, we didn't get to talk. We was talking about all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. And we forgot the main things that we said we was going to talk about.
M&M.
I still have a cough drop in my mouth, excuse me. I'm getting better. We said we wanted to talk about the importance, first and foremost, of men, specifically black men, because a lot of black men do not go to the doctor. Mm-hmm. They wait until they're sick before they go get checked out.
Yep.
So let's talk about it.
Yes.
Tony had just told us you had just had, was it a
colonoscopy? Yeah.
So let's talk about it, Tony. What made you go get a colonoscopy?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, health insurance prices. You know what I'm saying? If I'm paying over $1,000 a month for health insurance, I'm getting my money's worth.
Okay.
Out the gate, I'm like, yo, if I'm paying this, I'm getting y'all checking everything.
You going anyway.
From the toenail to the top of this bald head, I want everything checked.
Yeah.
And I'm a hypochondriac a little bit anyway, so I'm the type of person like, oh man, that means this. And then if you go on the internet, you got everything. As soon as you Google any symptom,
you're dead.
Man,
I've killed myself a many times on the internet.
Why is my pinky nail ashy?
I tell Tab all the time, get offline, stop looking it up.
Man.
You do it too, baby.
Yeah.
You do it too. And I have to tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that internet will have you die.
For real.
I've had everything before.
I'm dead already.
Yeah.
By internet saying I already died 7 years ago.
I'm a cat because I got down lives clearly.
Man.
Yeah.
You know what though? I think I keep hearing that about how we opened up, right? How men don't go to the doctor, right? And that's like a thing online. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I believe that so much no more now, Tony, because of what you just said.
I think we're getting better, but it's still.
You gotta remember where you are.
That might be
You're in a place where a lot of men work out. You're in Los Angeles.
Because a lot of the guys that I see, or hang out with, or in passing, like in conversation, I'm just thinking about a conversation I had with my buddy Tori, and in the group the other day just in practice, like. I don't know that big word you use, hyper something.
Hypochondria.
But I think that's what, I think all of us are like that. Everybody kind of on that. That's kind of like the general senses where it's like, hey, I coughed.
But
I'm
see,
going
what
to
you
the
just
doctor.
said, you was in the gym. We're talking about your everyday
work
hard.
I work. Wait a minute, put some
No.
respect.
We talking about bread. We talking about black men in the South, Midwest, people in the hood that
they might not even have health insurance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They ain't even thinking about it until something go wrong.
Yeah.
And sometimes something can go wrong for a long time and they just pacifying it with whatever.
Yeah.
They taking Tylenol, they taking whatever.
Aspirin.
It's definitely getting better, I think, though. Because it is
I would hope, but and I always think that because I'm looking at it from my perspective and like my environment, but it's like, you know, when I'm on stage talking about it, I'm like, when's the last time you went to the doctor? And they be like, they sit there and think, and, you know, and then they look at their girl, you know, and a lot of dudes go to the doctor through their girl. You good? So we good. And they just call it a day. And so I feel like, and even like, and it's scary too, because one, you're scared because you don't want to find something out.
Yeah.
So you like, oh yeah, I'll just, you know. And then 2 is like you scared of the process. A lot of men like, you know, especially colonoscopy, they going up in your booty hole. So a lot of dudes is like, pause.
Yeah.
Nah, man, nah. They just gonna have to get me. And so it's like, man, come
they
on.
They don't even know you sleep.
They don't even know. Like when I went to get my colonoscopy, I went in that room and they was like, lay on your side. And I was like, all right, you know, and I'm talking to them. They got the music playing. They playing, they was jamming in there at first. At first they were playing Super Freak by Rick James.
Oh,
Hold on, what y'all about to do in here? I was like, what is this the song y'all playing with my booty hole exposed? My booty cheeks was out. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this ain't the song I need to be wheeled in on. Super Freak. And they're like, wait a minute.
They're like, come on in.
Nah, man, hold on. That's what y'all listening to?
Nah.
And they was like, lay on your side. And then, so Janet Jackson came on after that, Miss You Much. And I'm singing along. They were like, yeah, keep singing along. And I was like, I'm rushing home just as soon as, and then I woke up in another room. I don't even remember closing my eyes.
A thing.
And I was sitting in there, and my friend Lisa was there to take me home, and I was just like, hey, y'all done? He's like, yeah. Everything good? Yeah. You remember nothing.
Yeah.
It was like it never happened.
You just got that little gown on when you wake up.
Yeah, I still had on the gown. I was just sitting there.
It's time for your colonoscopy.
I don't have no problem with it.
Yeah.
The
the worst part is the prep.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, drinking the stuff.
Yeah, the prep is trash.
Yeah, it is.
It took me a long time to get it right through my system.
None of this
You had to do it
stuff.
twice. Oh, you had to do it
Three.
3 times. Let's talk about that.
Third time was the charm because they give you the solution. I drank it the day before, followed the directions, but I wasn't like completely
It wasn't
flushed
getting
out
out.
because I told them they were like it should be clear. Like when you go to the bathroom for the number 2, it should be like you just peeing out your booty hole. And I was like, nah, it wasn't that clear for me. It was still, stuff.
Just backed up.
And they was like, nah, we can't do it because it has to be clean. I was like, oh. So I did it again. They upped the dosage of the prep drink.
Ooh, and it's already hard to swallow.
So I'm just like, and then I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. So I'm like, man, I want to eat. Like, nah. So I'm drinking that. Go back in.
So you can't eat.
No, you could do like Jello, if that. But you got.
But it's only for 12 hours.
It was 24 for me.
Oh.
It was 24, full day. And then so I go back in there. I'm like, it's still not. They was like, we can't do it. I was
Did they give you the pills?
So they gave me the pills on the second time. So I did the pills and the drink. And then the third time, they gave me 2 big gallons. And I was just like, this better work. So I did all that. 2 days of prep.
Yeah.
Now I had 2 days. And then I finally went in there and I was like, it's clear. Even if it wasn't.
Go in there and see what you're going to see.
Go in there.
You probably lost about 5 pounds.
You know what? I actually gained.
Really? Oh, because you was drinking so much of it and not getting it out.
Yeah. But then after that, I dropped.
I feel like I lost my whole insides. When I did it, I said, good God, I didn't know. And then, you keep going. Because it's basically giving you diarrhea.
Right.
What it's doing. And then your butt be burning.
My bowels was hanging in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They was like, nah, man, we going out with a fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
But the good thing is that you did.
Yeah.
You checked it. And everything came back.
Yeah, everything was good.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. It was so good, in fact, that it was like, that's it, y'all. Everything good. You know when everything is good with you, they don't talk to you that much.
Yeah.
They was like, everything's good.
And it kind of make you nervous a little bit.
It does.
Like, y'all don't want to tell me nothing.
Did y'all check it?
Yeah.
Did y'all do it?
It make you feel like they didn't do their job.
Yeah. Like, what'd you see? What was it like in there? Was it any, minors in there? Was there any dragons? What was in my booty hole cavern? Bats? Let me know. What was it? Give me something.
It was all clear.
It was all clear.
So by you going, did that encourage you to like ask your brothers, or like did you grow up with your dad going to the doctor? Like what was that like for you? Or did it I guess encourage you to do that?
So my family is very like, we grew up kind of closed off emotionally a little bit. Growing up. There was love there, but saying it and conveying it and talking about it, that was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Saying I love you was like a, oh, you vulnerable, you soft.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And so,
even your mama?
Even moms.
I told you I wouldn't. I told you I wasn't the only one.
I know it's a lot of people like you. Just,
I felt the love 100%.
Yeah,
like I never doubted it, but it wasn't like we were saying that often. And so it got better as we got older. But and so when it came to things like health, you know, she would take me to get my physical and like, you know, any other like issues that I had, I was scared to like bring up. You know, when I'm going through the growing pains, I ain't bringing it up to my dad either. I was just like, you know, just asking questions on the sly. Like, do you be getting bumps down there? You know what I'm saying? Just like, but scared to really dig in. Yeah. And so, but I was always concerned with my health, especially when I would take a class and like health class or whatever, and you learned about a disease or whatever, and I'd be like, yo, I got that. I thought I had everything I learned about every time.
Yeah.
I was like, Christopher Columbus had that, so do I. So do everything. Little kid had
Scarlet fever.
Man, I had all that.
Yeah.
Bubonic?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I saw a rat. We used to have pet rats. We had fleas. That's it.
Yeah.
And so, and then even, I remember this kid had ringworm in the class, and they were like, oh, that's contagious. And I'm looking at my stretch marks like, this look like a worm. They got me, man. They got me, man.
I had one in 3rd grade. I remember
Really?
that.
Man.
Yeah, on my forehead, right when it was time to go to school.
Oh, you couldn't even hide that.
Couldn't hide it.
Was it the circle? Was it
It was
really?
a circle.
Wow.
Listen, I kept waiting for the worm to come out of it.
Yeah, because that's what you think. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, man, it's in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I believed it was. I felt it moving and everything.
Did you really?
In my mind.
Oh, in your mind.
Yeah, it was moving.
It's just like circling.
Yeah.
So I always had health in mind, like all throughout everything. And so as I got older and you start learning about new things, I remember when Magic revealed his HIV status, I was like, I got it too, Magic. I'm right with you. I'm a virgin. I ain't never kissed a girl. I'm like, yo, I was on the city bus holding the rail. I got it from that.
Yep.
I knew it. Magic. Me and you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so everything. So I've always been like that. But also scared to go and get the real test done.
Yeah.
And so even to this day, every test that I take, I'm still just like, what if? I remember I got sickle cell screening in college just to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what if the results come back again? I would have known already if I had
As a child,
sickle cell.
yeah.
I was like, what if the results come back, man? I was like, and so I've always been that way. So now I'm an actor, comedian, so I had to handle my own health insurance. You know, I'm not going through SAG. I probably could, but so now that I'm taking more hands-on approach to my health insurance, now I'm like, all right, let's make these appointments. Let me go in here. Let me get this checked. Now I want to get my prostate, checked for prostate screening. I haven't done that yet.
Did you
So
do the
that's
process?
next.
Yeah, I did that one.
And what's that process like?
It's blood now.
Oh, it's just blood.
It's just blood.
Oh.
Yeah, they just take
perfect.
blood. Yeah, they don't
What's
do
the one where they make you cough?
That's a hernia.
That's it. Yeah, that's
Oh.
it. Yeah,
That's
you
what
talking about the prostate used to be 2 fingers or whatever in your
Yeah.
butt. And I went in with that in mind, like, hey,
Yeah.
and it was like, no, we don't do that no more, Mr. Brown. And I'm thinking, y'all ain't checking black men, y'all want us to die.
But then,
No, you gonna do this,
but then what you do? Go to Google?
Yeah.
The Google every time.
Yeah, then I just asked a couple of friends. I just asked, like, hey, you had yours? Like, yeah, they just do blood.
Okay.
And we kind of clown. Tori is my source.
Yeah.
Tori do everything before me, and I go and I ask him. But
Yeah.
I don't have the fears. I want to go back to something like, too, that I think there's a lot of men that fear. I think you're right, but I also think, too, you said something about the scheduling and men going through their wives. If you like me, I've been with Tab since I was a kid, and before that I was with my mom. My mom made all my plans for everything. Tab took on that role where she would do all of the planning, just
Women love
calling the
scheduling.
doctor and scheduling and
Yes.
knowing where to go and all of that.
Yeah.
That is intimidating for a lot of men, I think,
Absolutely,
too. Like, and
100%.
it can be the thing that stops them from going.
100%.
Because in conversation with a lot of people, it's like, I'll talk to Tori. Tori, hey,
Yeah.
Tori, hey, who?
We don't know where to
what's
go.
that doctor called?
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, that ain't nothing but a dermatologist. Oh, how you schedule it?
Yeah.
Like how you like if you don't know, and then
Right.
and then how you were like going from the difference between like hospitals, doctors, like a specialty doctor, like Kaiser and all of that. Being under one umbrella, like
Yeah.
you could walk in there and just be like, "Hey, I want to," and they be like, "Oh, you need to go over here on this side of
Right.
the hospital."
Yeah.
That can be sometimes, I think, discouraging or the thing that can be the deterrent.
You're like, I don't know where to go. I don't know who to ask.
you don't
And
know
then,
where to
then
go,
you
like-
get sidetracked with life, and then next thing you know, you
and
never
don't
went.
go.
Yeah.
It was something that dawned on me about 2-3 years ago how dependent on tab I was. It was like with all of my medical stuff to where I had to be intentional about it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm not gonna stop her and do this. I'm either gonna look stupid. I'm gonna figure this out.
Right.
Like, all right, got a lump on my back. I'm like Googling it and stuff like that. Like going to get this checked out, right? Rash on my, stuff like that, and just starting from scratch on the learning process.
Right.
So I would say to those men out there, don't be intimidated by it and ask questions or embarrassed. Like, because there's a reason why.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you don't know it. There's a reason why. And I identified, like, okay, I went from mama doing it. Just 9 o'clock, boy, be here.
Right. That's what we did.
To tab saying, hey, literally calling me, I'll be at work. You got a doctor's appointment and you need to be there. That kind of stuff.
Right.
So relearning all of that and educating yourself on where to go. Don't be intimidated by the process. And I think, you add fear to that. You add a little bit of fear to that. That could be.
I think that comes from parenting, right? I think when we're kids, like you were saying, your mom used to schedule appointments. And then the older you get, they stop. And so when you have children, you know how to provide their medical experience.
Right.
You don't mind scheduling their appointments.
Right.
But when they get to a certain age, you stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
It continues on. So if you don't have a parent who continues to parent you in the medical part of life, then that's where that anxiety comes from. I was lucky enough to where, for the years that I did have my mama as an adult woman, she would tell me, like, you need to make your appointment. This is what you need to do in my 20s.
Okay.
Right? But you didn't have anybody to do that for you, right? And also, if you didn't have a father in your life, that also makes it difficult as well. But that just makes me think about, I don't know where I heard it or saw it, but it's also in how we parent. We parent children as far as we were parented sometimes.
Oh, okay.
In our comfort zone.
Yeah.
So like say, for example, with your mom, she lost her parents at 17, right? When she was pregnant with you and after she had you, both her parents. She got parented until she was 17. Y'all's relationship, you feel like when you were about that same age, she stopped parenting you.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So I feel like all of that plays a role.
Yeah.
So I think if we as, mothers, fathers, mentors, whoever you may be in someone's life as a child, we all need to make sure we're intentional about continuing to parent and guide our loved ones even after they grown. Because it's easy to make your children's appointment, go to the dentist.
Yeah.
Like, it be grown-ups who don't even get their teeth cleaned.
Oh, for sure.
And dental insurance is the cheapest.
Oh, man.
The cleanest is
the
the
dentist
part.
is scarier than everybody.
It is. But
be
bad dental health can also take you up out of here.
Absolutely.
Right?
100%.
So I think we all should just be intentional with continuing to encourage each other to go to the doctor or share how you do it.
Right.
Because of the fear, because of the embarrassment, because of the lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Some of us just don't know. And there's some people who didn't even go to the doctor as kids.
Oh, yeah. That part.
Also,
or
too,
dentists as children.
To add to what you're saying, also too in marriage, men and women be cautious of how comfortable you get with your spouses doing things, because one day you may have to do it on your own.
Right. Yeah. Encourage each other. To it's good. Like, I used to enjoy and still do. I enjoy doing those things for my husband. Like, hey, babe, let me do this. But then, like, I got a whole lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I got to do mine and yours and the kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to.
Yeah,
I want you to be. I want you to be strong.
You have to figure, and it's gonna be good. You know what? At this new place where I'm at, acknowledging what you're saying, it puts pressure on me because I don't want Quest to be like that. I don't want him to be lost or intimidated just by the scheduling process to the point where you putting things off that could be.
And then you're not doing nothing.
Yeah.
You're 7 years down the road.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't even got a physical in 7 years.
Yep, absolutely.
And when you identify it, it's not that you like, man, like what they say the average man is, he was afraid of what he was gonna find out. I think, man, I would be devastated if in the back of my head, I was like, I wasn't afraid to go though. Then why didn't you go? Well, I didn't know how to schedule it.
Yeah.
That's worse.
Something so
Yeah.
simple.
So simple.
So
Like,
simple.
man,
I didn't know how to schedule it.
My wife didn't schedule it for me. She
And now
used
you about to
schedule it for me.
flatline. So
And now you about to
said,
flatline
I just
because
didn't know how to schedule.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like that would be awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, throwing out like that.
That's how you
Even
going
though-
out.
didn't even know who to call.
Family just.
Yeah, like what happened to
This
him?
your last
Schedule
word.
appointment.
The schedule.
Yeah.
They gonna put
It's
that
the
on your
schedule.
tombstone.
Yeah, the schedule.
The schedule.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I
Yeah.
think that this is good. This is good information that y'all should take in and really absorb that from children to adulthood.
Yeah, I got a doctor's appointment Monday.
Come on,
I
very good.
stay up, and then I
Yeah.
got some more stuff. I want them to be like, all right, I want to check this out. I want the prostate blood work. I want
Yeah.
this. I want that. You know, and so all that stuff.
Yeah, listen, this just made me remember it's time for my mammogram. Lord
Boom.
knows. We women, we got to do it too. So,
Gotta do it.
because I had a scary experience. My first mammogram was, what was it, 2022, November of 2022. I had my first mammogram. It was my first experience. I was like, oh, okay. I just used to hear, it hurt the pressure. You know, I ain't got my boobs are small, but they mighty, okay? And so they did the little compression. I went on about my business. I ain't think nothing about it. 2 days later, they called and they were like, we saw a little something. We want to take a closer look. And I said, But then they said, is this normal?
Okay.
It's your first, mammogram. There's nothing to compare it to. So
Okay.
this is why. Because I was supposed to have my first one, but then COVID hit. So I went a couple
okay.
years and didn't get it. So
So
now,
when y'all supposed to go in? At what age?
typically
do they
40.
recommend? Oh, 4? Okay.
Yeah, but now it could be even earlier. And if you
thought
have
it
a
was
history of
earlier.
breast cancer.
Got you. Okay.
But nobody in my family ever had breast cancer.
Got you. Okay.
And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll go at 40. So I went back, and when I got there, they were like, okay, so we're gonna use a different machine. It's gonna be a more in-depth look, right? We're gonna take a closer look. If they still see the mass, because they told me when I got there, they were like, they did see a mass.
Oh.
They were like, if they think that it's something else, we will have you do an ultrasound.
Okay.
But if they think it's fine, then you're free to go.
Yeah.
And Chance went with me. Because I was a little nervous, because I was like, just go with me just in case. And so I do the second one, and I'm, thinking, okay, they ain't say nothing. They come back in, it's like 2-3 doctors. I was like, they was like, we want to do an ultrasound. I was like, now my heart started beating
Right.
fast. And I'm thinking, can we call my husband in here? Because he in the lobby waiting on me. You automatically, you start thinking the worst.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
They said unless it was something major that they,
Right.
they wouldn't want to do an ultrasound. But now they want to do ultrasound. So they do the ultrasound. And I'm thinking, we get to leave after the ultrasound because they say if they don't see nothing, then that's just a
Right.
closer look. Then they were like, we would like you to come to the office. And I was like, oh. So that's when you came in. And I was trying to tell him without like freaking out. 'Cause I was like, Lord, this is what they said. But he was like, well, no, it's all right. Like, let's like not overreact. And so then they came in, they were like, so there is a mass. The ultrasound, there's a darkening or whatever they were saying. So we're going to need to do a biopsy. I was like, you hear that? That means you got to go inside and take a piece of me out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, don't freak out, but I was freaking out inside. We both was. We were both trying to act real normal.
Right.
And I had to wait 2 weeks. I had to wait
Before you get the biopsy?
before the biopsy. So I was like, okay. And then you do the biopsy.
Yeah.
Then you gotta wait
Oh,
a week
the
for
waiting,
the results.
the waiting is the worst part.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Woo! And this was my first nomination for the Emmys.
Okay.
So we had a party to do, everything. I went to the Emmys all while waiting for this.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, the night after the Emmys was the day that I did the biopsy.
Okay.
And then we had another week. It's like we didn't even talk about it. We was just trying to act like it wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, it ain't nothing. But I was on the internet like,
Man, you know the internet is the worst.
I said, I'm out here being vegan, trying to,
Yeah.
Lord, what you want me to do, Lord? Like I was really trying to,
Right.
really think about it, and then did the biopsy, and it came back. Everything was normal. Everything was fine. I got a little chip inside of me though that marks the mass.
Okay.
So that they'll know when I do my next one that it has already been checked.
Got you. Okay. So
But-
what is the mass? What is
It's just fatty tissue.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
They were like, you could have had it your whole life. It could have just been, from breastfeeding, it could be anything.
Okay.
But it's not cancerous, it's nothing. But mostly just a little bit of fat. Didn't help my boobs get bigger, but it's a little piece in there. You know what I'm saying?
Even knowing that everything turned out all right before you started this story, it was still like edge of my seat because
same.
So I can only imagine what it was like in real time.
Oh, I was like, man, how in the world? Like, your mind just goes to a lot of places.
Of course.
But that didn't discourage me from going to get it again.
Oh yeah.
And telling everybody I know, please go get your mammograms.
Absolutely.
Men, please go get your prostate and your colon checked. Women, get your colonoscopy. Get all the things from as my granny used to say, from the rooter to the tuber.
To everything.
Get everything
top
checked.
to bottom.
Yes. So anywho, that leads me to, because we were talking about how, wives help schedule your life and do all the things. You were once married.
I was.
How long was you married, Tony?
I was married from 2003 to 2012.
Oh, okay.
What's
Seven
that?
years?
9 years?
Oh, 9 years.
I'm gonna need y'all to. I got the math over here.
Oh, you got the math. That's where you come in.
Ooh, that was bad.
I said 7 years.
I mean, it was close.
It was in there.
It was close.
How did y'all meet?
So we met in college. We met at New Mexico State University. The first year I was there, we met, and we met that fall semester, and then we started dating in that spring semester. And I remember I saw her, and my boy Kurt, he was trying to holler at everybody. And so, when I see her, I'm like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Cherie over there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna try to holler. Man, I'm like, yo, man, you trying to holler at everybody, man. We got to flip a coin. We had to flip a coin, man, because he was claiming everything, but not following through with nothing. So I'm just like, nah, man, we flipping that coin, man. So we flipped the coin. I won. He was like, best 2 out of 3. Flipped again. I won again. I was like, all right, man, look out. And so, I started, calling her and stuff that semester, but then I couldn't really tell if she was interested. So I just kind of faded out, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't feeling like, I don't know, man. I can't read her.
Yeah.
And so I faded out, and then I would see her around and stuff like that. And then I was big on like doing social activities. Like I would be like, yo, let's play KGB. I was always doing something. And so what KGB was we would run at night. We would run from like these particular dorms on campus all the way to the community college through the campus, and the people in cars was trying to catch us.
What?
Yeah, it was fun. So we on the run, and if you get caught, you got to get in the car, you're done. So it's like, all right. And you got to be identified. So they can't just be like, I see somebody in the bushes. You got to identify who you saw. You be like, I see you, Chance. And then you got to come out and be like, all right.
Oh, that's how they catch you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got to be a positive ID.
Yeah.
They can't just be like, I see somebody in the bushes. You stay in there until
So y'all used to wear all black and stuff?
Yeah, we wore like darker clothes.
Yeah.
This sounds dangerous.
It was dangerous because, we running through family housing and people's yards. We could have got shot.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
It was better on campus, but like we was going into family housing. But we was reckless.
Yeah.
So we played that, and she played too. And so we ended up like, in the same bush. And, just building. When you're on the run, you know what I'm saying? You can build a connection. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Stick with me. And then, so that night, I felt the energy that night. I was like, oh, okay, all right, so I'm back. So we started dating spring semester. And then, but we moved pretty quick because, we conceived Serene early in that dating process. So we got together in, what year is this now? This had to be 99. We got together. And Serene
so y'all was dating?
Yeah, Serene was born in January 2000.
Oh yeah, you
so
ain't
it was
no
quick.
time.
It was quick.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And that's y'all business?
Y'all did a whole lot in that bush, didn't you?
Yeah.
The bush was legit, but after that, you know what I'm saying? But
we call that how and go get it.
Yeah.
But no, the game was legit. We were still legit on the up and up.
Y'all called it something else, but we call that how and go get. That's what we call that.
Caesar's plan.
Yeah.
And I stand firm on this. I think Serene was conceived in Chicago because we went out there for like spring break, and just by doing the math, It has to be. Because we was out in Chicago at that time, and he was born in January 3rd. So I'm like, I think he was conceived in Chicago on that Chicago trip. But I don't know. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I think.
Yeah.
And then, and, you know, we would break up here and there. And then we were on a breakup, and that's when Sincere was conceived on that breakup. And then
makeup.
Y'all
sex.
won't really broke up.
you know,
Always
saying?
that makeup.
Break up to make up. That's all we do.
So we had the kids first, then we got married.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So we did it the traditional way.
We did too. Our daughter was our flower
Come
girl.
on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Choice was throwing the flowers down the aisle. And
Yeah.
that's our business, okay?
You know?
Yeah.
So we got married 2003 March, and we were married in New Mexico. We got married in New Mexico at her church in Albuquerque, God's House Church. Small wedding, nothing too big, nothing too fancy. My wardrobe was trash in the wedding, just trash. I'm notorious for not liking to wear suits and stuff.
Yes,
That is
you don't like
my
them.
brand at this point. I had on like a sweater, some like
A
pants.
sweater.
It was like a black sweater. It was ridiculous.
A sweater for your wedding.
It was a sweater
At
for
a
my
church
wedding. At a church wedding.
in New Mexico.
Oh my God, it was terrible, y'all.
We need a picture of
That
this.
sounds like a movie.
I got to find that
Sweater
picture.
at the
A
wedding.
sweater.
I
in
think
New
Cherie got the
Mexico.
picture. She might still have the
Did,
picture.
did she have a wedding gown?
She had on the nice. It looked like she showed up for a wedding. I'm over there looking like I'm just
You
the
had a
Tony.
side deacon.
Did you have like was it like y'all did like the, did you do like a wedding with like groomsmen and all of that? It was just
okay.
like small
Family.
It's just
Okay.
y'all.
It was super small, yeah.
So
You gotta
just
say
y'all
that. You gotta
stand
give it
up.
context, Tony. You making it look like you showed
well, I
up.
said
What
it was
is
a small wedding early
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying my wardrobe was garbage.
But she had a wedding dress
mean,
on, and you had a sweater.
I had on.
You
a
up there,
sweater.
Mr. Rogers, and she
Ah,
up there.
The Cliff Huxtable.
She's your queen to be.
Was it Coogee? You could have had it. I mean,
No,
Baby.
it's
I'm
low
trying
budget,
to
man.
help you out.
I'm
Trying to
dead
help you
broke.
out. I'm trying to help you
Nah,
out.
it wasn't even lavish.
So
But
9 years.
9 years, yeah.
So because the question was before, you know, last time you were here was, would you do it again? So was it a great marriage? Like, did you enjoy being married?
I did actually. Like marriage was cool. She was cool. I ain't got nothing bad to say about my ex-wife. It was me that was just, dropping the ball. But the marriage experience for me was good overall. Like, we were a good team. I definitely felt like I got into a space where, and I think a lot of what, I don't like to make excuses for how I moved, but like a lot of it was like a mental thing where I didn't know my place as far as work, occupation. Like, that was always a big thing for me. Like, what am I gonna do for a living in life? I never doubted like love. Like I always knew I'm gonna find somebody. Not to be confident, but just be like, I know I'm gonna find somebody. I'm gonna find a partner. My biggest fear and worry and preoccupation was, am I gonna hate my job? What am I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. Knowing I wanted to act, but I'm still trying to do this regular stuff. I'm still trying to psychology and like secondary education. I'm gonna
Teaching the
teach. And I'm
kids.
just like, is that what I want to do? And I'm doing all these other jobs that I don't love. I'm just like, man, my biggest fear is hating what I do for a living. Mind you, I'm looking at Cherie and I'm just like, man, she knew from the jump. She's like, I'm in the nursing program already in high school. Her mom was a nurse, so it was just like, boom, she went straight through. No fumbles, no nothing. I was just like, man, I'm out here changing my major, failing classes, and I'm just like, but I want to act, but I don't know how to do it. And then I'm just like, I'm all over the place mentally. So even when we moved to New Mexico and I'm pursuing the acting, even when we moved to Cali and I'm pursuing the acting, I'm still in limbo because it's like, all right, how do I get an agent? You know what I'm saying? Extra work. How do I get on? This, that, and third. Do I need to work on the side? Meanwhile, I'm holding the boys down. I'm the house husband, so I'm taking them to school. I'm taking them to doctor's appointments, all this stuff. I'm holding the boys down. I'm cooking, and I'm just like, man, I'm the house husband. And she the breadwinner, so I was just like, I was in my head about that. And then, so those issues right there was like towards the back end of the marriage, and I was just like, man. Now I'm more complete because I found what it is. So now my mental is clear on occupation. So it's like, yeah, this is what I was supposed to be doing the whole time. So now I'm relaxed in that capacity.
Yeah.
Even though I still worry about, is the tour gonna do well or this or that, but I know
what you're
my
doing.
calling is and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But then, man, I was just struggling that whole time mentally on that. And so
Did that cause you to disconnect from her?
I think so. I think so, because it was a part of that, and it wasn't like an envy towards her because she had everything figured out. It was more so like, man, she got everything figured out. I'm over here like all over the place, mentally, and she was supportive the whole time. Like I said, I ain't got nothing negative to say. And it was like, I remember one time she came home from work and I was playing Call of Duty. She came in that house. She was just like, then she went upstairs. I felt the
energy.
Yeah, I felt the energy. I was like, man. And she was like, you know what? I feel used. And I was like, I took that in that moment. I'm out here working. I come home, you playing Call of Duty, and and then I sat with that, and I was like, and then I got offended. I got defensive and offended because it was like, I'm doing all this other stuff. I'm saying, holding the boys down, taking them to doctor's appointment school. And this was at the time where the boys were going to two separate schools.
Oh yeah.
So I had to take Sincere to one school, walk Serene up the street. And it was frustrating because Serene school was right up the street. Sincere, I had to drive and we carpooling with the other moms or whatever. And so I was just like, I said my piece and folded up, and then she was like, oh, my bad, it wasn't even like that. But then I was like, you know what though? You were right though. I could be going harder. And so I got me a little job after that, doing this inventory specialist thing. And then once I started doing stand-up, and I was like, that's when I faded from that job and started going and stand-up full time. You know what I'm saying? Because it clicked. And I was like, oh, this. And then it was like, boom. But that was a moment of just like, it was those moments where I just felt like, but she wasn't making me feel.
It was internal.
It was internal.
And it sounded like concern. Like he was concerned about what he might be doing to her. You know what I mean? Like
did it feel that way?
It was like, how am I seen in her eyes, even if she won't tell me the real?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like...
Because we'll create a story in our mind.
Your whole narrative.
Without them telling us that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and so I was in my mind more so than... I wasn't having the conversation like, how do you see me? You know what I'm saying? But I always, looking back, like I always felt respected. And like, even though she was the breadwinner, I always felt... She never gave me the energy that... I'm better than you, you know what I'm saying? So it was me. And so I was like, man, it was me the whole time. Sometimes you gotta come to that realization, like, it was me. You know, and so, but hindsight is always 20/20, going in. And so, but like I said, the marriage experience though was a good one. It was a cool vibe for me. I did a lot. I cooked more when I was married. We were all under one roof. I was cooking for the boys and getting them up every morning, listening to my same little playlist. I had the routine.
Yeah. Was you cooking vegan food back then or no?
No, I wasn't even, I was still just eating meat then.
Okay.
Because I didn't go vegetarian until January 2017.
Oh, okay. Oh, same year we did. Oh, okay.
So that's when I went vegetarian. So, at this time, I'm making hamburger helper. I'm making turkey cutlets.
Hey, this was Chan's menu right here. That
hamburger helper was clutch.
Yeah.
Hey, I would do it with the ground turkey.
Yes, with the ground turkey. That was what you used to make. Yep.
Well, I'm a beast on some hamburger.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hamburger helper was life.
Yeah.
And so I was doing all this stuff. And so when we split in 2012, I moved. We were in Burbank. I moved literally. My son said, Serena was just like, don't move to North Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You moving out, just don't move to North Hollywood. And they was like, do we get to keep the game system? So I was like, yeah.
How old were they?
So 2012, so Serene was 12.
He asked about the game system.
He asked about the game system. So
I love you.
Cecile was concerned too. He was like, the game system? Because at this time he was 10.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. And so they were like, no North Hollywood. So I checked
What
that.
was it about North Hollywood?
They just didn't like the visual. They just didn't like the vibe in North Hollywood.
Okay.
And that's where their barber was. So they would see North Hollywood.
They had an idea.
They like Burbank,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. And so I was like, all right, so I got to find something close.
Yeah.
Maybe I was looking in Glendale, and then the landlord that we were already renting from
Mm-hmm.
was like, I got a property over here. And I was like, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got an apartment maybe like 12 minutes away.
I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
Who brought divorce to the table?
Who brought the boys to the thing?
Divorce.
Oh, divorce.
Yeah.
Me. Yeah, it was like
I kinda knew that.
I'm not doing well.
Yeah.
You know, you deserve better than this. That was my mindset.
That's what I was getting at earlier.
was my
When I
mindset.
said about
Yeah.
Like,
it
you
sounds
deserve
like
better
he
than what
was.
you get.
Yeah, he didn't see himself the way.
Did she want the divorce?
No.
So she fought you for a little while on it?
She was just, it wasn't like a major, but she was just like, I don't want this. You know what I'm saying? We went to see a marriage counselor one time, and I was uncomfortable. And but yeah, she didn't want it.
Yeah.
And so, but I was like,
Blackie said he didn't want it.
yeah, he didn't want it either.
He didn't want it
That's
either.
what I didn't want it either. I was trying to tell him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, but it was me. It was like, it was me. It was
Yeah.
all me. So I
Yeah.
take full accountability for all that. So, but yeah, so 2012 was when it happened.
Are y'all still friends?
Still cool to this day.
Yeah.
She remarried.
How'd you feel about that when she remarried?
You know what? I felt relief. I felt like, all right, good.
She got what she deserved.
Because before, and her husband now, I can tell he is head over heels for her. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, his name is also Anthony.
Shut up.
Me and him got the same first and middle name.
What? She got a type.
She got a type.
Hey,
She got a type.
The Lord said, yeah, but we made a
Wrong,
mistake
Tony.
on
My
that.
bad.
Yeah, this is wrong. This was
the one you just supposed to have.
This was Anthony
You supposed
Charles.
to have kids with
Yeah.
this one, but this one right here we go wrong. Yeah.
He bald as well. But
Shut up. That's
bald
crazy.
as well. He white though.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the only,
He ain't
that's the
from
only
Chicago.
difference.
All right.
Huh?
He ain't from
No,
Chicago.
he from like Pasadena,
Oh,
Altadena
okay.
area.
Okay. Yeah.
But he don't look. He look like Jason Kidd.
Oh, okay.
So everybody was shouting, "Wait, you full white?"
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
like, even Cherie was fooled. She was like, "What?" So, but I can tell he's head over heels for her. And I'm just
I
like,
love it.
yes, this is what. And I remember. So from 2012, I didn't get into a relationship until December 2017.
Mm-hmm.
An actual relationship. You know,
Yeah.
I was seeing women in that span, but it was like I didn't want to introduce the boys to nobody. I just wasn't comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I found out she had somebody, I was like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
okay,
That's what we doing.
yeah, okay, all right. And then I got in a relationship with Sabrina that December. We was already talking and stuff, but it was like, all right, I can ask her officially to be my girl or whatever. And so, but to this day, and unfortunately, what brought us closer as a collective, because I met Tony, I was over there picking up the boys, and I met Tony then. And you know me, it's like, I'm Icebreaker McGee. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not for the awkward energy. Like I will break through any awkward energy unless I have beef with somebody.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I made sure to extend to him energy, you know, warmth, you know what I'm saying? Even though he's around my sons, it was like I wanted him to know that, you know,
You cool with it.
it ain't gonna be no weird energy right here.
Yeah.
And so,
Take note, people.
Yeah.
This is grown stuff right here.
I made sure, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure in his mind, he might have been thinking, is he going to be standoffish? Is he
Yeah,
going to be
these
this,
his
that?
kids, how he
Right.
gon- yep.
Exactly. So I was like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's up, Tone? You know what I'm saying? So it was always cool from minute one.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that, I'm not sure if Cherie was nervous or anything.
Yeah.
You know, because that could be, you know, awkward on her end. So I just wanted to make sure that the energy was always good.
Yeah.
And to this day, you know, it's always good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wanted to move in that type of energy.
Yeah.
And so, And so I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? And then, so my whole outlook on marriage, even through the divorce, and you know, my family is plagued with divorce. Everybody got
Your parents divorced?
My parents divorced. My brother's
wow.
divorced.
Oh.
They're divorce city. You know what I'm saying? And even Cherie's family, all her siblings got divorced. And so her parents are still together. They just celebrated their 51st
Oh, amazing.
anniversary. But so I know that. So I grew up knowing that you can be married and get divorced and remarry, because my dad remarried and they've been together since the 80s. Mm-hmm. So I've seen successful marriages and I've seen divorce and I've seen people thrive either way.
Life after divorce.
Yeah, exactly. So I know that there is life after divorce and I know there is room for another chance at marriage. Yeah. So I just grew up with that mindset of it's not the end of the world if you get divorced.
Mm-hmm. And you had a pleasant, I wouldn't say a pleasant experience, but you were...
But it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, you were fortunate enough that the two of you had enough respect and concern about one another, enough love for each other that you didn't do what a lot of people associate with divorce, was trying to hurt each other.
It wasn't messy at all. It wasn't no spite, none of that.
So, that makes it, I think that
changes everything.
It does. 100%.
That changes everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. And when we talking about it, like, because we both said, if this don't work, I ain't never.
We always like we ain't doing this.
But it's not because it's a bad experience. It's more or less because it is a trying experience. It takes everything, and I ain't got nothing else to give to nobody. I ain't gonna if this one don't work, I'm giving everything. This is the best version I can give. You just gonna get
scraps.
The scraps. Like I ain't got nothing. But
what else can I do?
I got nothing else.
In the brown rice business.
And I'm just not gonna be no good because talking about 26 years. I'm gonna be comparing you not just to be disrespectful.
Just by nature.
Just by a natural flow.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna pop out my mouth. Like, hey,
it really ain't
I'm
nobody
gonna call you
out
Tab. I might yell through the house, hey, Tab.
It ain't really nobody.
Like 26 years, you got stuff in there. That's a long time.
So y'all was kids too.
You know what I'm saying? And it really ain't nobody that can compare.
Yeah, and it ain't nobody that can compare.
Nobody
but I'm just I'm just gonna be offensive, and I ain't even gonna be trying to be.
Right.
No, I could be the same.
Yeah, you just it's just in there.
I have to be like Sheree and marry somebody else named Chen. So I'd be like Chen.
That way you don't fumble the ball.
Yeah,
there's no ball.
How many black Tabithas do you know? I'm asked out.
Not many.
Just me. I'm out here. Yeah.
Not many.
I love it. But so you're dating now. You're still single. Not in a relationship.
Right.
All right. What you looking for? Do you want to get married? I just want to know because there might be some people out there wanting to check for Tony.
I'm not like, it's not that I'm like looking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like, I'm just out here going with the flow and like, when you say go with the flow, a lot of women's, senses go, oh, you just
I hear in them streets.
No, I look at that like, if it happens, it happens.
Yes, it's not like, because some people, they are, I want to be married by this time. I want to get married. I want to get married. And I feel like they're looking for the marriage more so than the actual connection itself.
Yes.
They just like, I want to be married.
And that's where you mess up.
Yeah. And so I don't move like that. I move like, I'm just going with the flow and the energy and the vibe, and if that leads to the marriage, then that's what's gonna be. Like if I never get married again, that's fine. But if I do, it's gonna be like, you know what? Marry me. You know what I mean? And so I move in those type of spaces where I'm open to love and I'm open to experiences. Now, a part of me is closed off in terms of like, I'll be in that house. I'll be at the house.
Yeah. Can't find nobody at the house.
Man. And so, the women that I do talk to now, they be like, when we hanging out again? I'll be like, it's a great question. And then I don't be following through on the re-up. Yeah. And so, and of course they be like, well,
you're not into me.
You're not into me.
You're not interested.
Which is, that's a fair assessment. It requires a little bit of work. Exactly.
You got to do a little bit of work.
And so I think I'm in a space now where I'm not doing a lot of that work. You know what I'm saying? I'll be flirting or whatever. I'll be talking like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a good time in person, but then
when you get to the house,
when I get to the house, all about it. I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm a horrible planner in terms of like dates, like where to go, where we going, and so I'll just be like, we can go to, and I'm trying to avoid the movies. And I'm trying to just be like, you know.
Well, let me just tell you, women still be liking the movies too.
Yeah.
A simple date, dinner, movie still works.
But we can't talk at the movies. That's the thing. That's why I try to take the movies off the table if we still trying to get to know each other.
Well, what you can do is you go to movies, take an early movie, then go to dinner, and y'all talk about the movie and let that open conversation.
Yeah, that's a good time right there.
Yeah.
That's
So
a good
then
time.
you can see how y'all both think.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I was just asking, just in case anybody out there like that Tony Baker. You know, he about to go on tour. You want to come shoot your shot for Tony Baker. I don't know. But no, I just think it's great.
I'm glad you said, don't message me about Tony.
Oh, they gonna be like,
I don't want no text messages from none of my cousins. None of that. Nobody.
Hook me up with
I don't want to have nothing to do with none of that. Y'all message Tony directly. Don't hit me up talking about Chan. Hook me up.
Hook it up.
I just think that I'm glad that we had this conversation, all jokes aside, because a lot of times people get a divorce and they just think there's no life after divorce.
Oh, no.
There's life after divorce.
Absolutely.
There's happiness. There's joy. There's also a alone time that is also worthy.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes you got to get to know yourself. I'm glad you took that time for yourself. I do think that you probably beat yourself up more than you should have.
I'd be tearing myself in half.
Yeah.
I'm the king of that.
But we all sometimes fall victim to ourselves.
Yeah.
Like we will rip ourselves to shreds. I'm not enough. I'm not worthy for this relationship.
Right.
They deserve better. These are also like stories that we create in our own head. So you're not alone if that's what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Tony did it too. I've done it, Chance. We've all done that.
I did it for sure.
And he was, you know what I love is that they get to see, because you have a lot of people that say, you know, that men don't talk. Tony explained it. He gave you good insight on how a lot of us think. And
And he wasn't able to do that while he was in the marriage.
Yeah.
No, I was uncomfortable. Like now I'm in a space where I'm super communicative and transparent about anything that I'm feeling. Like almost so to where I feel like I'm too transparent to where I just be
letting it all out.
And so, you know, even the women I'm talking to, I'll be like, yo, this is going on. I think this, I feel this. They be like, you know.
Too much too soon.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather risk that than, you know, having any type of misconception or any type of misunderstanding. And I don't want to hold on to nothing anymore. So I'm very like expressive and transparent now.
Yeah.
Like even I'm talking to other women.
Yeah.
Just out the blue. Like I'm talking to other women. They be like, oh, okay, yeah. Just so you know. Just so you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I like to put it out there because in their mind they might be like, he only talking to me. I'm like, no, you know.
I'm dating.
I'm out here, you know, there's other women.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay. just to put it out there. I'm honest.
Hey, babe, I just envision him just doing it at the most random times.
Yeah.
Random.
Like it's like, hey,
push it in the woman's seat at dinner.
You know I'm talking to 6 other women.
Or at the end of the night. Hey, tonight
you ain't the only one getting the seat.
Thank you so much. You know I am talking to other women.
There's other women.
I don't want you to be confused by it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to other women out here.
You know, hilarious.
So I'm super transparent.
You say you want transparency. Tony got some for your
man.
I feel like I'm too much with it.
I feel a show, the Tony Baker experience.
Man,
I'm telling you.
But this is good.
Yeah.
This has been great, the conversation. We appreciate you being vulnerable, being open. Have the conversation. You got anything else before we close it out?
Nah.
No? Any final words before we close it out?
Listen, y'all, man, go to these doctors. You know what I'm saying? You got the health insurance. Get your money's worth. I want to button on that. I want to take that home. Because without health, ain't no relationships.
At all.
If you're dead, who you with? You know what I'm saying?
The Lord and thy Savior.
Yeah.
That's it.
You gotta do these appointments. Cause I be on my brother, like, you know, me and my brother are always on Call of Duty together. And so I'll be like, yo, Scott, man, when was your last physical? I'll be on his neck. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all need him. You know what I mean? And so I'll be like, you know, cause I be paying attention to what people be eating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people be scared to talk to me because they think I'm judging them because I'm a vegetarian, mostly vegan. And so they be like, I don't want to tell you what I had, because I always ask people, what you had for dinner? Because I'm just genuinely, like, I love talking about food.
Yeah.
Even if it's meat, whatever, I like to know what you ate. But I know, if it's a whole bunch of filth, then I'll be like,
how you feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know, what we consume is very detrimental to our health. And so I'm always just like, all right, well, let's get that physical going.
Yeah.
Just to see where you at.
This is it.
Yeah.
That's the final word.
That's the final word.
Get that physical and see where you at. Honey, very good. Listen, we thank y'all. We hope that y'all take everything that we've said today to heart and spread the love. Okay, and until the next time, y'all go about y'all business, all right? Have the most amazing day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's here. Love y'all. God bless y'all. Thank you for watching this episode, honey. And if you liked it, go ahead and click right here for more of those episodes.
And if you haven't already subscribed, please remember to do so.
Very good.